So last night in our group chat, we were all having an absolute blast texting each other about the Pro Bowl games from Vegas. The events were new. It's a reimagined Pro Bowl experience. But you can tell the players are into it, the guys are competitive, and they're kind of good at everything they do in life. I know, Peter, you kind of led the charge on this. You're watching with your son, Mel. Everyone was watching with their kids. They're like, wait, this is fantastic. We're trying to explain to them what's going on. What was your favorite part of last night?
It's a reimagined Pro Bowl games, and I tweeted out that, like, I'm having a blast watching this, and everyone was like, oh, you're just shilling for the NFL. I'm like, no, I loved this. This brought me back to when I was a kid and I would watch the slam dunk contest and Dominique Wilkins go up against Spud Webb and Michael Jordan and be like in my pajamas watching me like, this is amazing. This is so cool. This was last night. It was all these events, and I am not a golfer, but I am here for anything that is competitive that involves big men. My favorite thing was the long drive contest. So you had players from the AFC and NFC. This here is what I would look like. This is Jerron Payne trying to hit a golf ball. Oh, boy. Okay? All right, let's bring out Zadarius Smith.
Sideways.
All right, Zadarius Smith. Boom! No, there's Zadarius Smith.
He was like Happy Gilmore.
Darius, boom, whiffs!
Oh,
whiffs! Doesn't play it, okay? Whiffs completely. But then we get the good ones, all right? That was a good one from Zadarius. He lets it rip. But let's see T.J. Hawkinson after this one here. T.J. Hawkinson comes out. Now look, Iowa guy, Sean, not sure how familiar. Okay, this boy, and as Orlovsky is saying it, he ripped it. Like Orlovsky's calling it like it's the final, game 7 of the finals. Okay, so Hawkinson sets it up here, and he's at 316, all right? Jordan Poyer gets introduced. Jordan Poyer introduces himself and names his country club that he's a member of in Florida. So it's like this ultimate flex. Poyer, first one, looks like it's good. Second one, okay, the final attempt, and he's hit 316. It's going. Poyer for the AFC. They check it down to the final flick. This is the most dramatic thing we've had all season. This is better than Niners-Eagles. Poyer, he hits it, and they reveal it, and it's 320 yards. He wins by 4 yards, and the AFC beats the NFC on the Jordan Poyer long drive. I'm out of breath. I'm not a golfer. I don't golf, but I'm here for the competition. You have a 320-yard drive versus a 316-yard drive. Meanwhile, stuck in there, you have Zadarius Smith whiffing and Jerron Payne hitting it 1 yard right off to the side. Doing play-by-play for that was more stressful for me than any NFL highlight. I had to stop. I couldn't I don't know how to. I'm trying. I'm like, I'm following. That's how it felt watching, and my son is crying, laughing. Not a golfer himself, watching Zadarius Smith just whiff at the ball like he is Happy Gilmore at the driving range with a hockey stick or whatever else he had.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I've played golf one time. I struggled to make contact. Looked exactly like Zadarius Smith. What I loved as we're watching it last night with my kids, they're obviously bumping into commercial and they're talking about what's coming up. And it's like the longest drive. My son's like, Dad, what's the longest drive? I'm like, you got to wait and see. Wait till after the commercial break. And they were just so fired up. We're watching the precision passing first. And each time the quarterback gets up, they're standing up in front of the TV cheering for them. Go for the drone shot. And then the water balloon toss comes on. And if you know kids and water balloon toss, they're fired up because they're like, Dad, I can do this. I can go out there. And what I love is you see the big men out there, and some of them made some nice catches, but I loved when they didn't catch it. The big men are supposed to have bricks for hands, so it didn't matter who it was. And then you put a receiver up there. Look at Terry McLaurin.
Terry McLaurin.
Like, how are you supposed to...
AJ Brown?
Who can catch a water balloon like that, half of the balloon in his hand, the other half scraping against the turf? But like Peter said, this was so exciting because it was something that you could do as a family. You're all sitting there. The kids ran upstairs, hurried up and got in the bath and put their pajamas on, came back down, and we just sat in front of the TV and just watched the Pro Bowl game. So it was so exciting. The water balloon toss was by far my favorite because all 3 of my children were like, we can do better than all of these guys out there doing it.
You know, I think we got to give credit to the NFL here, right? Like, how many times have you heard or said, oh, the NFL stands for the No Fun League, right? I mean, and that was like the moniker for a long time. The NFL is trying to make this fun, and they're making it relatable to fans. And the kids now watching the water toss, and the golfers, or even if you're not a golfer, you're like, yep, I could do that. I love what you said, Triggs, about watching big guys play golf. I think that the Pro Bowl Skills Challenge and all these games, it's putting some players in unfamiliar positions and just letting them kind of go and have fun with it. They had offensive and defensive linemen catch punts out of a jugs machine. And this is something that sometimes some coaches will do after a practice. And like, hey, if the kicker or if it makes a field goal, you know, conditioning, or if somebody can catch a punt. Trey Hendrickson didn't catch one punt, not two, not three,
it's unbelievable,
not just four. Look at what Trey did. Look at the fifth catch right there. How did he do that? That ball like went underneath the other ball. Trey Hendrickson put on a show right there for all D and O linemen. Zach Martin, all right, how about this? Trying to show up for the offensive lineman. All right, the first one's off his shoulder, J-Mac. I don't think he gauged the distance right there. Gets the second one. All right, big fella. All right, Zach Martin, perennial Pro Bowler. Here's what happened on the third one. No! Oh, Zach Martin off the shoulder. The problem is he kept running up on it. You know what? I love seeing that. I love seeing offensive linemen just get out of their shell.
How would you have done that drill? How many balls?
I would have caught 5.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Wow.
I got some skills. I'm not scared of myself. I'd be more nervous about the long drive. Getting up on a tee box and everybody staring at you, that's pressure.
He's not catching 5.
I really appreciate you leaving.
Mini balls.
I know, right? You guys leaving the dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
There you go. Nailed it.
To dodgeball last night. Okay, so again, we're all watching this with our kids. My 3-year-old is like, why are they throwing the balls at each other? I'm like, this is the game. This is why it's awesome. The competition was awesome. Okay, so this was the final set here. This is Saquon Barkley against Demario Davis. This was controversial. Okay, this is what I love. Davis drills Saquon Barkley straight at dome shot, straight at the face. So everyone freaks out on Demario's team. He's like, you did it, you got it for us. Saquon's like, no. You hit me in the face, man.
Challenged it.
So competitive. The entire side for Barkley's like, no. They go to the officials. Honestly, the officials are like, I don't know what's happening right now. Like, what game are we even playing? Everyone's shuffling through the papers to find the rules. This is what I was watching last night. I was like, hit him in the face. He can't do that. They had to redo it. I'm obsessed with
What was
the Pro
the
Bowl
final
games.
ruling? What do we have? I mean,
Disqualified.
Okay.
Yeah.
Disqualified.
Yeah,
Disqualified. But it was
out.
a set of 3, and then they were playing to see it was AFC defense versus NFC offense, and then they would switch sides. And frankly, I think the broadcast was a little bit confused. I thought it was awesome because there's nothing more relatable, whether it be beer league softball, frisbee golf, dodgeball with all pro players, that when that true competitive nature, the sweet feet out of Saquon Barkley last night should earn him a lifetime contract with the New York Giants. I'm sorry. Like, he was like, it was
like Neo.
unbelievable. Like Neo.
Can we get through one event here at the NFL and not have an officiating controversy? I mean, come on.
I know.
We just had it clean.
Even the Pro Bowl was on script.
Right, exactly. It was amazing. We were obsessed. And Kyle was there. So Kyle, tell us what your favorite part was. Please just set the stage for us, because we loved watching it on TV last night, but you got to be there.
Yeah, we had a targeting violation on Demario Davis. Listen, you're all over it because everyone is having so much fun going through the water balloons, and they're just like little children. And you have great receivers like Terry McLaurin standing next to Deion Dawkins trying to catch the ball. They go through the punt catching thing with the lineman. It's outstanding. A little background on that. Zadarius Smith had never swung a golf club before in his life. He'd never played around. He'd never been to driving range, nothing. You had a couple of people who had to pull out or couldn't make it. Like Kyle Juszczyk was supposed to be in that. He's a really good golfer. Couldn't make it in time. They needed bodies, and they needed guys with good attitudes that just jumped in there. But once the dodgeball started, I cannot tell you, the tenor of the whole building changed. And now it's like, oh, okay, now we got to go. And I had a funny experience where all the players are walking out, and I said there was so much love for Good Morning Football. There really was. 2 of the guys who were at the head of that were Max Crosby and Josh Jacobs, the 2 Raiders. Side by side, they walk out together like the 2 young Raider stars. I got to talk to them. I think they mostly talked to me because they liked my jacket, but they were very cool, very friendly, and like best buds walking out on the field. Then the second dodgeball starts, this happens. They happen to be on other sides. It's an offense and defense thing. And look at this. We have Crosby here. Jacobs like, get out of here. That is teammate on teammate pegging. And look at the face of resignation on Crosby as he takes it right in the hip from his teammate that he was just walking side by side with. It is a cruel, relentless, Lord of the Flies type battle out there as Minka and Myles Garrett watch Crosby goes down in flames from his own teammate from whence it came. That's dodgeball, guys.
Kyle, my favorite, that moment was unbelievable. And then in the ESPN broadcast, I think it was Ryan Clark was like, remember, Demario Davis is wearing cleats. I almost fell off my chair.
Yeah,
I was
the
like,
sleeve on,
the sleeves and the glasses.
Demario
I mean,
was
these
ready.
guys were equipped. It was awesome. Kyle, We are so lucky. We are so jealous that you got to enjoy it in person. We're already
More for that later.
trying to get there next year so we can make it a party. Exactly. Still to come on Good Morning Football. Geez.